Hi, I'm Vinka.
Hi, I'm Swati.
And we're the team from Canada.
And this is our presentation. We hope you enjoy it.
Our journey to find the right charity for our competition led us to discover TCF Canada. They are not as well known, but they have been doing some really great work in providing education to underprivileged kids in Pakistan. And they are not just helping these kids with their education, but they are also trying to bring in equality into the society by enabling girls to get an education. Their small and thoughtful act of having all female teacher staff is another effort to create an inclusive and balanced environment. There couldn't have been a better fit for us to do something for an organization who needs every bit of support and visibility to continue their great work, step by step, one day at a time, and bring a positive change into the society and into the world.
In order to gain a complete understanding of the donor population within Canada for TCF, we used a 4-part methodology. Each part built upon the last to gain more richness and insight, to give us a fuller understanding and tell a fuller story to TCF. The 4 parts were a social media survey, data collection from Statistics Canada to better understand the Pakistani diaspora within specific cities within Canada, a quantitative survey, and 12 in-depth interviews. The first step, the social media survey, was a very light analysis of the public social media sites within Canada. We looked at terms related to the issues important to TCF, such as education, women's rights, girls' rights, children's rights, and looked at what people were talking about as regards to those issues. We also looked at whether or not people were talking about TCF specifically and about the awards it had recently won. Step 2, Statistics Canada data, we did concurrently with the social media survey. TCF believed that Pakistani people or people of Pakistani descent might be more willing to donate because they had more personal connection to the issues and the places that TCF talks about. Based on this, we looked at Statistics Canada data, we looked at ethnicity data and income data in specific cities where TCF was considering holding events or making pushes for donations, and we looked at what the number of people of Pakistani descent were in that area and what the overall income distribution was for the area, so that TCF could better decide whether or not it was worth doing specific pushes in specific areas, and also what the messaging should be like. Step 3, the quantitative survey, gave us a broad view of the Canadian donor landscape in general. We asked about how much money people and time people donated. We asked what causes inspired them to donate and where they hear about new charities. We also have specific questions about donating within Canada versus abroad to get a better understanding of whether different issues inspired these 2 different kinds of giving. We asked what charities had done in the past to make people feel connected or thanked and how well those gestures had worked. That part of the survey was designed to help TCF keep donors engaged after they had gained them, in order to maintain a consistent donor base beyond one-time donations. In step 4, interviews, we did 8 interviews with people we had sourced from the survey and 4 interviews with current TCF donors. We talked to the TCF donors about what had drawn them to TCF, why they continued to donate, what they liked about the organization, what kept them donating. We also asked them for any advice or things they would like to see from the organization that they were not already. These interviews helped us understand what was working and how TCF could better serve its current donors. We also did 8 interviews with our survey respondents. We dug deeper into what issues and messages drew them to charities, and dug for more detail on what communications they would like to receive from charities and what they'd like to hear about. We also asked them where they hear about charities again, and tried to get more detail on that, and where they would like to hear about charities that they weren't already. We also asked if they had heard of TCF and their thoughts about a description of the organization and what they would expect from an organization like that. We asked them if there were specific types or places of communication they would expect from that specific type of organization, and whether they would like to get involved with an organization like that. This helped add detail and color to the quant survey and to get us a deeper and richer understanding of how people chose where to donate and where to put their money and their time, so that we could make more specific and useful recommendations for TCF.
And now I'm going to talk about the key learnings and recommendations from our research. Canadians are generous and are willing to donate to causes outside of their specific sphere, but they do not know how to find the organizations. 79% of our survey respondents mention that they do donate. 62% of donors donated to 3 or fewer organizations in the last year, so there are limited opportunities to connect with donors. 79% of those who donate abroad said they do not have a personal connection to the location or charity they donate to. 21% of those who donate in Canada and 43% abroad says education is an issue that drives them to donate. 22% of those who donate in Canada and 44% abroad say children's rights is an issue that drives them to donate. 8% of those who donate in Canada and 19% abroad say gender equality is an issue that drives them to donate. 17% of non-donors don't donate because they don't know where their money or time would be used for. Publish some numbers of where the money goes and be transparent about the budget. 69% of non-donors say they can't afford to donate money. Make a variety of options for donors, one time versus continuing, and a variety of amounts of money or time. 36% of those that donated time donated less than 30 hours last year. So make options to donate time that are manageable, not necessarily a few hours a week, maybe just one time. 98% of donors donate at least some of their donations to organizations within Canada. Would it be possible for TCF to partner with a Canadian organization to promote each other? Gifts from the organization are less effective at connecting or thanking than personalized thank you notes or phone calls. Specific stories of individuals who have been helped are effective. Profiles of kids or schools. General information about how many or how people have been helped is also effective. Most effective options are personalized thank you notes or phone calls and specific stories overall, but general info is also good. Word of mouth is very effective and desired way of hearing about charities. Create something for their donors to post on social media. Only 2% of survey respondents had heard about TCF. TCF needs to start a conversation at a very basic and fundamental level to raise the awareness about the work that they are doing. Something as basic as lack of education or a girl having to lose her right to education just because of who she is, this is not something that Canadians have accounted for. Social media channels are the most effective, engaging, and popular way of starting a conversation and accessing Canadians in an efficient and easy way across profiles and age groups, especially the younger generation who has social media as a part of their lifestyle. More mature audiences are also using online platforms to raise their concerns, share opinions, and educate themselves. Hence, TCF can use mediums like articles, blogs, host podcasts to talk about issues of education, gender equality, etc., which can in turn increase their visibility and help them connect with people across profiles. When Canadians talk about TCF's issues on social, they don't talk about them in the same way as TCF. Hence, TCF needs to do some education to help Canadians understand What do they mean when they talk about these things in the context of Pakistan? Find ways to connect Canadians to these issues. Share profiles of kids or schools, or even something as creative as a pen pal exchange between some schools in Canada and TCF schools. TCF also has room to grow within the Pakistani population within Canada. One-on-one interaction is very effective, and any chance to connect directly to donors is useful, whether it's face-to-face, over email, or through a personalized thank you.
We're so grateful to have gotten the chance to do this project. We hope this information will help TCF to build a more stable and robust donor base in Canada. We also have some thoughts for future work that could build off the study. One question we're not able to dig into very deeply here is what drives people to donate in particular ways. For example, what drives people to give time versus money versus goods?
TCF has both volunteers and donors, but due to the constraints of this project, we were only able to talk to donors. We did find that far more survey respondents donated money than time, but we would love to delve into this deeper. Also, this project gives us a good overview of the donor landscape in Canada, but we would love to know how that landscape compares to countries across the globe. Thank you for your time.